Alright guys, it's MiddleAgedGamer here, and today we're playing Train Simulator 2014, What Else Is New? And I'm just going to go ahead and get it into Drive. And we're going to be doing a career scenario course. And we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to go ahead and do the London to Faversham high speed, not sure how to pronounce that. And it's going to be the there and back again career scenario, about 45 minutes long. And we're basically driving from Ebbsfleet to St Pancras, including the return journey. So in between Ebbsfleet and St Pancras is Stratford International. And fairly quick scenario. Let's go ahead and get it loaded up for you guys. Here we go. Today you'll be working purely on the high-speed section, driving from Ebbsfleet to St Pancras and then back to Ebbsfleet. Start by loading passengers here before departing for Stratford. So the first thing I want to show you guys, exterior. Of course we have all the visuals turned all the way up. We don't have the proper lights on, so what we need to do is go back inside, make sure we have a bit of power to the locomotive, make sure the brake's still on, turn off the AWS system. When it goes off, we need to go ahead and put it in daytime running mode. So let's just go on the exterior, check that, good. Lights on the front are good, and lights on the back are also good as well. Again, quite nice detailing on this route. If you guys have played this though, you know this part of the journey is mostly tunnels, which some people like, some people don't like. My personal opinion is I do like the tunnels. It's a bit different, breaks up the monotony of some of the other routes where you're just driving over land. So my applause goes out to the makers of this route and adding the super long tunnel, especially on this section. I'm not sure if you guys ever played Euro Truck Simulator 2, but you always wanted that real long tunnel. If you guys ever lived in Europe or been to Europe, you know they have some super long tunnels that can take, you know, almost an hour to go through in certain areas. And they have a couple of long tunnels, but nothing like I was expecting. Well, Train Simulator does things fairly realistically. We do have very long tunnels on here. And that alarm that just went off is the driver vigilance alarm. You have to hit Q, just like the AWS system, to go ahead and turn it off. If you don't make a move inside the cabin or change anything for 60 seconds, that will go ahead and go off. Alright, we're just about to leave here. Passengers should be loading up here shortly. Let's go ahead and give it some power here. And again, when you're setting up your menu, you want to make sure you can see the current kilometers per hour along with the TVM signaling right here, because you're going to be looking at that for most of the journey. And something else that's pretty neat, I'll get into it once we get to the tunnel, is a view I didn't know was even possible. I'm going to pass by a train. There's also another train overhead. And going down a bit of a decline, so just be careful with your speed right here. Be heading into the tunneling system here shortly. Got about 16 miles to go. Normally that would entail a very long, dreary time, but that was probably a bad analogy. But on this route, this train is so fast that it just kind of eats through the miles, I should say. Let's go ahead and turn the cab light on, that way we can see what we're doing. We should be going full speed here shortly, once we hit the next signal. There, well, maybe not yet. There we go. Should say shortly after that signal. And the one thing I wanted to show you guys was this. I had no clue we even had that view in this locomotive. I'm not sure if it's possible for other ones or not, but good overview of everything in cab for the engineer. I don't know, probably everybody knew that but me, but I thought it was pretty neat. You can just hit left or right on the keyboard. Again, it's going to be a fairly long tunnel going to Stratford. As we get up to speed, you can just look at the miles on the bottom left. It kind of just eats through that. A couple new things. If you guys are watching, please go ahead and subscribe. Please make a comment. Once I hit 500 subscribers, I will be doing a prize giveaway. More than likely, I'll have a list of routes that you guys can choose from, and I will buy that route for you guys, whatever you guys want. And if you don't have Train Simulator, I apologize. Maybe we can work something else out. Other than that, I am recording on, and let's go ahead and turn that off real quick. I am recording on a new PC with the GTX Titan and faster i7 processor, and I'm recording on my old PC. You can see the specs for both in the description for the video if you guys choose to. But very, very, very neat. Having a bit of problems with the audios and visuals still, especially when I'm trying to do live streaming. I was supposed to do a live stream today at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's not going to happen. But every Saturday I will be doing a live stream at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, and possibly during the week if I can get off from work. Let's go and do a couple flybys real quick. Anyway, you can see we're already doing over 100 miles per hour. And I'm just going to hit Q every so often, just in case the alarm goes off in cab and I can't hear it. It's one of the problems when you're doing flybys on the exterior of the train here. Very, very nice visuals. And let's go and get back in cab because we're getting close to the speed limit here. Let's go and slow down to 200 kilometers per hour for this next section. Again, there's a couple turns that are fairly sharp above ground as opposed to being in the tunnel. So I'm going to keep it at 200 kilometers per hour and make sure the passenger's comfort is well, and that we're not doing any type of overspeed on the track as well. Go ahead and turn the cab light off since we're outside as well. No need to keep that on. Another thing, I did receive a comment on one of my YouTube videos. I think I tried this scenario before and failed. I'm not sure if it was a career scenario or standard scenario, but his suggestion or comment was you need to go about 80 kilometers per hour into the stations, and that is 100% true. If you're coming into a station, make sure you're doing 80 kilometers per hour. It may seem a little bit fast if you've been playing some of the other routes, but this train does stop incredibly fast. And as long as you start braking at the very start of the platform, you can easily get to a stop before the end of the platform, even if you're doing the 80 kilometers per hour. So just keep that in mind. A little bit of a tip that I got that I can pass along to you guys. Alright, just over 7 miles to go to Stratford International. And I believe we're going to be going back into one more tunnel before we hit the station. Let's go ahead and get the cab light back on. There we go. That way we can see what we're doing here. I saw a flash of 170. I'm not sure if I need to get down or not. I'm going to go ahead and start braking just in case. Yep. Let's go ahead and get down to 170 for this next section. There you go. That would sneak up on you if you weren't paying attention to the signaling, and it would also turn on your emergency brakes as well. So better to be a bit careful rather than just trying to fly at the 225 kilometers per hour, because you will have to restart your scenario if you do that. And just going to keep it at the 170 here until I can get a higher clearance on speed. Studio, not sure if I mentioned it, it's already completed. I gotta hang 2 or 3 things. Monitors are up, TVs are up, and I am able to have multiple people play here at the studio and record everybody again. I still gotta mess with the recording for the webcams. I'm having a bit of an issue with that, incorporating that into the live streams, into the videos. That's what I'm working on next. But we'll have a video for the studio itself out fairly soon, probably this weekend sometime. Just gonna get back down to 170 again. 3.5 miles to go to Stratford, coming in fairly quickly. And then again, I'll show you the 80 kilometers per hour coming into the station so you can see what I'm talking about. Again, my ETA coming into the station is about 30 seconds off. I'm still on time technically. I think I'll make up a bit of that time though once I get close to the station. I should be right on track to where I need to be. Alright, let's go ahead and get down to 100 miles per hour here. Very, very important thing to watch coming up, and I'll tell you about it in just a second, is by that next station you need to be doing 80 kilometers per hour here at the bottom of the hill. If you're not, you will get overspeed, you will get the emergency brake turned on you. So you definitely need to be doing 80 by this next signal on that graph at the bottom. A lot of people think you don't have to because it goes off here in a second, but I made that mistake one time too many, so make sure you're definitely doing 80 kilometers per hour. There we go. And we'll go ahead and cruise at 80 kilometers per hour coming into the station here at Stratford. We'll be picking up some passengers here. Now the 80 kilometer speed limit will actually turn on here shortly. Probably once we hit the next signal, but we'll see here. So again, it seems like we're going fairly fast into the station here. And I'm also picking up speed, but I'm going to shut it down just at the beginning of the platform. And I'll do about 85% braking. Coming in fairly quickly here. Let's go ahead and start the braking right now. Again, try to get to about 85%. Still feels like you're going really, really fast through the station, but believe me, you will stop in time. There you go. And entire train's on the platform. Let's go ahead and load passengers with T on the keyboard. I love how people just hop out of the train before the doors open. Very nice. Just look at the detailing. I mean, even on the overhead lines, pretty nice. Let's turn the cab light off since we're at the station. Nice little view right there. Again, I'm just going to fluctuate the brake just a bit. That way we don't get the driver vigilance alarm for any reason. Quick look at what the passengers see. You've got your little tablet, some cookies and coffee hopefully there. Again, we are on overhead power. We're not on the third rail power, which is DC. And obviously we have the overhead power right here as well. There is a certain section of this route where you do have to switch from third rail to overhead power. I'll be making a video of that at some point in the future as well. Okay, passenger pickup's almost done. Should say almost finished. There we go. Let's waste no time. Let's go ahead and take on off. And the next section is only a little over 5 miles, 5.5 miles or so. So we'll be arriving at that station shortly. Should be St Pancras. Yep, it is. And then we come back to here to Stratford and then back to Ebbsfleet where we started. I'm going to go ahead and turn the cab light back on. I'll leave it off so you can see how dark it gets. Fairly dark. Let's go ahead and turn it back on. That way we can see everything. And we'll go ahead and hit full speed or try to get as fast as possible. Only got 5 miles to go, so chances of hitting 200 kilometers per hour probably a bit bleak. I don't remember how fast we get on this section, but we'll see here in a second. Already down to about 4.5 miles now. And if I remember right, St Pancras has a bit of a slower speed coming into the station. Down to 3 miles now. No sign from the TVM signaling that we're slowing down anytime soon, so we may actually hit the 200 kilometers per hour. Let's try it. Alright, so there's 200 is the max speed right here. We'll be slowing down. We're only about 2.5 miles out. Alright, let's go ahead and start the braking. Need to get down to 160 relatively quickly here. Bit of a frame rate hitch right there. Comes and goes. It's obviously the game. Nothing I can do about it. It's going to get down to 60 kilometers per hour now. Go and turn the cab light back off, and we'll be switching a couple tracks coming into the station here. Double yellow signal here. Let's go ahead and start braking, make sure we're under, obviously at the bottom, 25 miles per hour. I don't see anything saying otherwise on the TVM signaling. There we go. So make sure we stay under that. So basically about 40 kilometers per hour. Again, should be switching a couple tracks here. And so about half the speed as what we're normally coming into the station at. Typically it's 80 kilometers per hour. Need to be doing about 40 kilometers per hour here. And I think we're switching to the left track. Yep, we are. Make sure the entire train is on the track before stopping completely. We can go ahead and stop right here, it should be good enough. There you go. And should be quite a bit of passengers coming off the train here, since this is our switching around point. And what you can do when you're in cab is you can go ahead and hit Control, hold down Control, hit the minus sign. It's going to bring you to basically reverse the other side of the cab, which is what you need. And let's turn off the AWS systems. Go ahead and make sure we have day running lights on, and then you can verify on the exterior that that is correct as well. Let's go and look at the back. Yep, so we're properly switched around now. Here at St Pancras, and we'll be doing the return journey here in a minute. Heading back to Stratford, and then Ebbsfleet is our final stop, which is about 22 miles away. Again, typically 22 miles would be a very, very, very long route. However, in a high-speed train, it definitely cuts through the miles fairly quickly. If you guys are still watching, please go ahead and subscribe, make a comment, make my day is what I should say. And again, once I hit 500 subscribers, we'll be doing the giveaway of a route that you guys can choose from. And along with this video, that's just going to be uploaded this weekend, I will also be doing a video on the studio as well. Might get one of my friends to help me out on that. There we go. We're still on time, which is good. Let's go ahead and take off here. Make sure we can see the kilometers per hour as well as the TVM signaling as well. Very important that you can see both of those and make the proper adjustments going through the tunnels. Again, it's only 25 miles here or 40 kilometers per hour depending on what you're looking at. So just be a bit careful not to go above that. Again, this is the shortest section, is going from St Pancras to Stratford. We'll be there in just over 5 miles, and then we'll do the longer bit of the route back to Ebbsfleet after that. And even though you're going downhill right here, until the rest of the train gets over that little hump, you're going to be slowing down just a bit. So now it's picking up once the latter part of the train is starting to go on that decline. It's going to push the front, of course, which is very, very good on the developer's part. Very, very good physics. Alright, so we can go ahead and speed up to 40 miles per hour here. Go and get our cab light back on as we head into the tunnel here. And keep it under 60 kilometers per hour here until we hit the next signal. Alright, cleared to go full speed now. Do another look at this view again. Keep forgetting to do the horns out the station. I don't know if it's the same in North America as it is in Europe. I had someone tell me that when you're leaving the station, 2 short bursts on the horn. Not sure if that's the same in Europe. I don't particularly remember. I've been on a few high-speed trains in both Italy, Germany, and England. Oh, and France as well. But I don't remember them blowing the horn when leaving the station. But again, at that time I wasn't really paying attention to that either. So if you guys know, feel free to go ahead and leave me a comment on that, because I'm sure I'm going to be doing the other 2 routes, or the other 2 scenarios on this route as well. Alright, driver vigilance alarm right there. And again, I believe in real life it's actually a pedal that he has to depress. Correct me if I'm wrong on that though. Just over 3 miles to go to Stratford, so we'll be slowing down here in just a second. Yep, there we go. Actually hit 200 kilometers per hour this time. Alright, starting to slow down now, heading into Stratford International. If you guys want to see any different routes or scenarios, feel free to go ahead and message me. I still got to do one with the controlling the reverse cab on the Pacific Surfliner route. I had a request for that. I actually did the scenario, recorded it, and had audio issues. I didn't find out about it until after I finished the scenario, unfortunately. But I will be doing that for whoever requested it, and hopefully I can get that done this weekend as well, depending on my schedule. Alright, let's go ahead and get down to 100 kilometers per hour. I'll probably go ahead and drop it to 80 kilometers, knowing I'm getting into the station here. Keep braking until I get to about 80. There we go. Again, coming into the station, what you think is fairly quick, but you can still easily brake once you start at the beginning of the platform, which is right now. Get a quick view of the exterior. Alright, let's go ahead and load and unload passengers and before heading on our final run back into Ebbsfleet. And let's turn the cab light off too since we're outside. No need to keep that on. Make sure that. and relatively quick passenger pickup here. For some reason we're 2 minutes behind on the ETA. I'm not sure if we're going to hit. Nope, still got on time, so we'll go ahead and move forward here. Again, that was a relatively quick passenger pickup compared to when we stopped before. Do 2 short bursts. Again, not sure if that's the same for European trains or not. Sure someone eventually will comment on that if you guys watch it all the way up to this point. And I appreciate you guys watching. If anybody's watching to this point, hey, I appreciate you guys for watching. Feel free to let me know, because I'm sure most people watch the first 2-3 minutes and then move on to another video because of the ADD. But if you guys have the dexterity, or not dexterity, but the mental aptitude to get through this entire video, then hey, I appreciate that. Let's go and turn the cab light back on here. And let's go ahead and put it back to full speed. Another look at that view that I just figured out. And just under 16 miles to go, which again, we're if you see, once we get up to about 200 kilometers per hour, it's just cutting through the miles. Going somewhat quick right now, even through the miles, but doing 225 kilometers per hour, it just starts taking off those miles. I feel like I just said miles 10 times in a row. I think that means I need some coffee or a beer. Not sure which one yet. And just changing the power. That way I don't get the driver vigilance alarm. I would hate for that to mess up my video and turn the emergency brake on. Above 200 kilometers per hour now, getting close to the maximum speed for this line. Careful not to go above the 225, which also is about 140 miles per hour. Says we're about a minute behind on our ETA. Not sure if that's true or not. It always changes throughout the course of the route. So we'll take a closer look at it once we get a bit closer to Ebbsfleet. Looks like we'll be coming out of this tunnel here shortly. Just going to turn the cab light back off there. And I believe we'll get down to about, what, 200 kilometers per hour if I remember right. Still nothing on the signal, so maybe we're on a slightly higher speed line, which we'll find out here in a minute. making good time, already down to 8 miles or so to Ebbsfleet, and at 800 score right now, so hopefully I'll get that 1,000 score, get my little gold star, be happy for the day. If you're just tuning in, it's MiddleAgedGamer here. Feel free to go ahead and subscribe and comment on my video. I appreciate all you guys watching and all the comments out there as well. So TVM signaling hasn't asked us to slow down at all yet. I believe on the way over here we were kind of fluctuating around 200 miles or 200 kilometers per hour, I should say. And we're now on the same minute for our arrival, which is good. So we're making up some time on this high-speed section. A little bit of frame rate issue on that part right there. Again, it's just the game. As far as computers go, it's not going to get any better, and I'm not recording on the same computer, so it's definitely the developer's issue, not my issue at that point. I'm going to stay in cab for the remainder of the ride. That way I don't mess up the video. I don't want to miss any type of alarms or miss the signal on this return journey. So far, I do like this route. Alright, do remember this bridge right here. I'm going to go down a bit of a decline here. And let's go and get down to 200 kilometers per hour as well. Get the cab light back in once we hit the tunnel right here. Turn back on. And we could give it some hard braking since we're on the decline. Get down to 170 as best as possible. Keep going, keep going, keep going. 2, 1, there we go. And continue braking down to 100 as well. Alright, just over 1.5 miles to go. Again, need to get my speed down. Quite a bit of braking. That was a big decline section right there, so just be careful. And now we're going to back up the incline into Ebbsfleet here. Go ahead and get down to 80 kilometers per hour heading into the station. Still about a minute off from the arrival time. Not sure how or why that is. Let's go ahead and start braking now. Turn off the AWS system alarm there. Again, doing 85%, came in just right under 80 kilometers per hour, and still no issues with the braking. We're going to have plenty of space before the end of the platform here. Okay, let's go ahead and load and unload the passengers, and that'll be the end of the scenario. And we'll check out my career tab. Another issue I saw on the career tab, I was at level 8 the other day, and I logged in today, I was level 7. I didn't know how the hell that was even possible, but not really complaining. I don't really care what my level is, but a bit disappointing to lose one of the scenarios I did somehow, way or another. Alright, we also got an achievement we'll look at here in a second. Oh, scored a perfect 1,000 too, so we were still on time. No errors as far as I know. Nope, no speeding, no wheel slip or anything else. Ranking, I'm sure it's like 1,000. Nope, 162nd. Let's go back to the main menu before I let you guys go. I'm going to look at the career scenario tab, or excuse me, career tab I should say, in the main menu. Back to level 8 where I was a couple days ago. I'm not sure what happened there, but not a big deal. And then we just got the precision high-speed driver achievement, completed scenario without penalties there and back again. Alright, and again, I appreciate you guys watching. It is the Middle-Aged Gamer. I'll be bringing you more videos even this weekend after this one's uploaded, including a video of my initial studio setup. And again, once I hit 500 subscribers, I'll be doing the video on the giveaway on how you guys can enter as well. We'll be giving away a route or two for this video game that you guys can actually choose from a list. So again, thanks, and appreciate you guys watching.